Yesterday we ended up using a team with Pheasantipity, and today we're covering Munkidori. Munkidori is a pretty interesting special attacker, and while it lacks a strong spread move, such as Pokemon like Flutter and Chiyu, we can still get a lot of good mileage out of this thing in competitive. If you guys are enjoying the new Pokemon DLC content, of course, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that said, let's break down how we're going to be using Munkidori today in this VGC video. So today, we're featuring a Life Orb Munkidori with the Tera Fighting, which should allow it to be a pretty strong damage breaker. We invested 212 speed with the Timid Nature, which allows us to create Pokemon like Chiyu at base 100, so that way then for this early meta we're not caught too off guard. We have Focus Blast for a really strong stab, thanks to our Tera Fighting, as well as moves like Sludge Bomb and Psychic, which can be really strong damage dealers with the Life Orb item. While I did consider a nasty plot spread here, I figured that without any redirection, this would be a little bit harder to pull off, and the coverage is really good with all 3 attacks, but with just 2, it just misses the mark in my opinion. Pairing this with Tornadus, of course, we do have a Tailwind setter, with Tailwind, Bleakwind Storm, Taunt, and Sunny Day, allowing us again the same sort of spread that allows us to avoid Fake Out, as well as potential Prankster Taunt with Tera Dark, and we have Tailwind, Bleakwind, just as really good spread options, with Tailwind allowing our side to fire off high spread, and Bleakwind just being a good spread for the opposing team. We have enough Fizz Def to take on D-Knight, again with Tera Banded Normal, next to Pow, because it's just that threatening of a lead, and it's really just a Pokemon you kind of need to prep Torn for. Moving on, we have the same Specs Flutter we do have yesterday, but this time, thanks to Toxic Chain on Munkidori, we can actually take advantage of Hex this time around. With Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Hex, and Shadow Ball, we have just strong stabs, so we didn't really need coverage for anything because Tera Fairy as well as Ghost options just help with breaking most of the metagame, and Fluttermane is just that good of a Pokemon on Tailwind. Speaking of, we do also have, again, another Scarf Chiyu, which is Crep for Urshifu, with Tera Blast Grass to nail it pretty easily. With Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and Overheat as well, Chiyu should be able to break most things that Munkidori can't, and the core of Munkidori, Fluttermane, and Chiyu honestly just hits a lot really well. With Beads of Ruin, Chiyu should be able to help Munkidori with just finishing off any other Pokemon that we might not have otherwise dealt damage to enough, and then thanks to the Toxic Chain, in case they for some reason do survive, we can kill them off with their own toxic damage, even if they try and protect to try and stall through Tailwind, allowing us a really good way to break through bulky teams. Moving on, we do have a different Rillaboom than yesterday. This one I actually opted only for a little bit of speed. We threw on just 12 speed this time around. This way we can actually creep Dragapult and Tailwind in case we need to go for something like a knockoff, and anything else I just felt like would be superfluous here. With Fake Out, it's great for just allowing us an easier time setting Tailwind, as well as just a great way to pick off Pokemon in case I need to just fire off a really quick attack against a faster threat. We have Grassy Glide for priority, and then U-turn just try and cycle through momentum. Finally on the team we have Milotic, and while I think Empoleon is generally better, I wanted to save Empoleon for an entirely separate video, so we're using Milotic, which is still pretty good on this particular team. With the Adrenaline Orb, in case we get intimidated, we should be able to get a +1 speed boost, and with that speed boost, we actually even outpace all the way through Booster Energy Speed Iron Bundle. With Tera Grass, we should be able to not only keep our resistance to mons like Urshifu Rapid, but also gain a resistance to Rillaboom in case it's going for Grassy Glide. Speaking of, Tera Blast Grass should be able to hit most Pokemon pretty threatening that would otherwise have maybe checked Milotic, such as Tera Grass Amoonguss, as well as threats like Urshifu Rapid and Thundozo. Ice Beam and Hydro Pump should be able to finish off the rest, and thanks to competitive, we'll gain a strong +2 special attack. This should hopefully be able to deal some decent damage. The team is going to be on screen, of course, here if you want to try the run out yourself, as well as with the paste in the description below, and let's get into the video today. And we're here today doing some casual ranked battles with Munkidori and Milotic. Of course, we would have done ranked. I know that Munkidori itself is legal unranked, but at the same time, though, we do not actually get any usage for Milotic on ladder. So I wanted to hop on unranked just to try and test that. If you guys enjoy, of course, and you want to see some more content like it, leave a like and subscribe below. And with that said, let's get started. I'm going to lead off with Tornadus and Fluttermane. I'm going to bring Milotic in the back. I think Milotic's a pretty good pivot into that Scizor in case I do call the lead wrong, but really, Fluttermane is kind of better into everything else. We're doing Munkidori last one because between our Tera Fighting typing as well as just the Poison and Psychic stabs, we should actually be able to hit this team pretty well offensively speaking. We do at the very bare minimum creep a good amount of things on my opponent's team, like Chiyu for example, so if we can get up Tailwind we should be all set. Also guys, I know I'm very much disappointing you guys using the green kimono instead of one of the other cooler ones on my ladder save, which I thought we'd be doing actual ranked battles. I unfortunately do not have the game beaten. I only have it beaten on my save that I sped through for copy, for just to get the mons as quickly as possible. I want to still save my actual ladder save for a little bit, just so I can try and reset for mons for actual tournaments, so I'm so sorry for disappointing anyone. Perfect, my opponent leads off with let's see, so they give me Raichu and Chiyu. That's actually perfectly fine. I can get a Tailwind up still very confidently. And then I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam. I want to get off damage, but I don't want to let my opponent get the fake out on my Flutter Mane by accident. So I'd rather not Tera Fairy necessarily. Thankfully, my opponent doesn't predict Covert Cloak though. So we are pretty set to just go for this Tailwind into Gleam here. Raichu should get brought down to... Oh, it's not Sash. Okay. It's Air Balloon. Oh, you know what? I must have missed that when I was narrating on and on about the fact that I had the wrong kimono. Well, I'll take that either way. My opponent's going to Dark Pulse my Torn meanwhile. This probably... I was really hoping that killed, actually, because that would have given me the best positioning possible. I think my opponent probably wanted to make that play to try and stop me from getting up Tailwind or any sort of support on the following turn. But now that I have my own Tailwind up, even if my opponent brings in their Torn, I can just taunt them. They're going to bring in Poltergeist. Ooh, they are not Hospitality. That's good to note, actually. That means they should be... I think it's Heatproof is what that is. I don't actually know what the other ability is. But either way, I'm honestly okay with that. I'm going to proceed to go for a Taunt here. Actually, I'm just going to go for Sunny Day. I'm going to go for Sunny Day. Why not just Massacre? And then we'll go for Dazzling Gleam, just to be safe. Even if this thing does have, like, a Shadow Sneak or whatever, I don't anticipate it to do real damage. I know Poltergeist isn't exactly the most physically offensive Pokemon, so Shadow Sneak will do nothing. And then any other type, yeah, it's just going to go Pure Grass. That's perfectly fine. Pure Grass should still do absolutely no damage to my team. Meanwhile, we'll be able to deal a ton of damage to theirs, thanks to the Chi-Yu as well as the Protosynthesis still being up. So not going for Bleakwind here helps me a lot, and then I don't really need to taunt Flutter Mane either. Well, taunt Poltergeist either. Just like another wrong Ghost type for a second. Because, again, it should just drop this turn. Perfect, okay. So this lead puts up a pretty good fight. I mean, obviously, my opponent didn't really give me a lot to do with Munkidori here, but I feel like if I let off with Munkidori, I could have still definitely gotten off a lot of the same attacks. Obviously not the exact same, but I could have definitely... I mean, they probably would have just tried to attack that instead. We'll have to try and get another Munkidori game in the next one, though, because unfortunately, this lead is just too good. It's too good for my opponents. They can't beat it. Perfect. They're speed boosting anyway. That's so good for us. We're just going to go with Bleakwind. And we're going to go with Tera Fairy Gleam. Because we are specs and I have no point to switch out here. Battle was canceled. Okay, perfect. That's unranked ladder for you. I mean, they didn't even have a bad team either. Like, I don't know. It was just a really quick game. I feel like even against really good teams, though, we still fight a lot of games like that on unranked ladder. Which is why I don't really like doing it. But at the same time, though, I'm not just going to run up with Trio Mon plus 5 returning Mons. It's kind of boring. So we'll see you guys in game number 2. Okay, there we go. This looks like an actually pretty terrifying team. They have Tornadus, Ogerpon Fire, they have Flutter Mane, Iron Hands, Ursaluna Blood Moon, and then finally Cresselia. So it looks like a decent Tailwind team. That Ogerpon could actually be kind of a threat, especially since we do have a lot of different Pokemon that are not really appreciative of taking on Fire plus Grass. Chi-Yu will be great into that, but other than Chi-Yu, I'm not really looking forward to fighting that. Regardless, though, I feel like that Torn and Chi-Yu is actually probably my best... Well, actually, no. Flutter Mane Chi-Yu is probably my best lead here. Even if my opponent leads off with Torn, that's fine. If they're leading Torn Flutter Mane, for example, they're going to probably get up Tailwind, sure, but I can still get off both my attacks pretty safely into that. I'll bring... Just in case, I'll bring Munkidori in the back. And I do kind of like the idea of going with Milotic, actually, or Rillaboom. I'm actually going to go with Rillaboom, because I have Glide now. I forgot about Glide Rillaboom. That mon is so stupid. A Glide Rillaboom is really going to save the metagame, but I don't like that it will. But that thing just opens up so many new doors. With Grassy Glide, that thing is kind of a menace. Good luck have fun to my opponent, though. Their Blood Moon or Ursaluna could be kind of terrifying, actually, if they do the Trick Room route. So I would actually rather prioritize into just killing that. They're going to go with Tornadus Flutter Mane. Okay, they're going for Tailwind, thankfully. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind going for Tailwind, because all I need to do here is just Tera Fairy my Flutter Mane. And then just go for the Gleam plus Heat Wave combination here, and that should guarantee pick them off. They can't really stop that. They're going to be Booster, don't be Special Attack, don't be Special Attack, Special Attack, fuck, okay. I can still take it. I think I can still take it, but it's just going to be a little more rough. We're going to go for the Gleam, though. Let me actually double check that I'll take that. Oh, Flutter Mane. Let's see. I know I'm bulkier than this, but I'm like, what, 84, and then, let's see, so without Sun Up, oh no, with Sun Up. Even with Sun Up, I should take a Gleam. Really, only a Moonblast would kill. So I think I'm kind of fine with making that play, because I frankly do not see them going for it. I'm actually not going to pop. No, I do kind of need to pop Tera, because I need to make sure that if they don't Shadow Ball, I can still pick them off. So we're going to go for that. I feel confident in this play. As I said, they would have to actually go for specifically a Tera Fairy Moonblast. It's actually the only way they kill. And even then, if they don't have Sun Up, it is still a roll against my spread. So I'm very fine with that. And this does account for modest. This accounts for, like, super special attack. Okay, they're gonna go for protect anyway. That's perfectly fine. They're gonna bring in something else though, which will make this kind of more threatening. Specifically, I'm kind of anticipating the Ogerpon to come in, which now actually does put a little bit of pressure on me to play a little more defensively than I'd like. So it's not great. I'll need to switch out Shiyu here, and I'll actually need to find a sack, which is kind of the rough part about this, because my opponent could actually probably just target my Shiyu, and then, or even just go for Gleam, and that could be kind of scary, and then pick off with Ogerpon. I don't really have a lot of great counterplay against that, so we'll need to kind of make this work. If they bring in like an Iron Hands here, I'm also fine with that though. Ogerpon, okay, yeah, Ogerpon comes in. Not the best thing in the world, but I can definitely make it work. It's Mold Breaker, that's fine. They're gonna probably go for Tera on this fight, I guess, because the Tera ability will be what makes this thing scary. It's why you run Ogerpon. We're gonna go. Oh right, we don't have Milotic. We brought Rillaboom instead. Shit. And I do kind of need Munkidori because if I fake out into the Ogerpon, it's kind of one of the only months I can really pick it off. So I guess I just need to let these two go down. I just need to let the two go down because I can't. Because if I preserve Shiyu could still make it so then I end up. It might end up hurting Rillaboom, especially with the combination of mons I have. And then meanwhile, because they're gonna be Tera Fire, which is why I can't really preserve Shiyu too much. Also, this thing just has really good spit, and at bare minimum, I'll at least have some good ground to make up with Okidogi, especially since I can maybe try and protect around them the following turn. They're gonna raise attack. Okay. Oh, raises. Wait, that's sharp. Oh, I never even realized that's sharp. Oh god. They're gonna Tantrum, thankfully, into Shiyu. I think they tried to protect on their Flutter main. Frankly, this might be the best thing that happened this turn because they're wasting their own Tailwind here, which is great. But that Ogerpon is gonna be such a monster. Okay, we thankfully did some good damage. We did some really good damage. I'm gonna bring in Rillaboom and I'm gonna fake out, and then I'm gonna go for another Gleam here. I should be able to pressure at least one, if not both of these Pokemon. And again, thankfully they've kind of stalled on letting Flutter Mane damage me, which is really the one thing that's keeping me in the game right now. I can definitely try and outlast their Tailwind though, which would give me an endgame with Munkidori at least, which is more than I have right now in all honesty. They're gonna go for Spiky Shield. Okay, a little bit unfortunate because I'm gonna take damage on Rillaboom that I don't really want to take, but it could be a lot worse. Realistically, again, the Gleam will kill the Flutter Mane anyway. I mean, maybe Gliding Flutter Mane was better, but I mean, there's too much that thing with the sharp attack boost can do. They're definitely very offensive, by the way, on that Flutter Mane, because that should not have brought me as low. I mean, they're special. Wait, there's special attack boost. Never mind. So we already know that. Okay. And I guess that was just kind of redundant, but it is what it is. Regardless, though, let's see. How I need to target the Ogerpon is going to kind of depend on what they bring in next, because I might need to just go for Glide into Ogerpon just for damage, and then just hope that I outpace. Iron Hands, okay. Iron Hands is kind of okay, actually. How many turns of Tailwind are left? Wrong side of the field. One turn of Tailwind, okay. Then what I can actually do, I can go for a U-turn here into Ogerpon, and then I need to go into Munkidori, and I need to just kind of hope they don't dual target. I think realistically, they'll probably just go for the fake out, assuming it kills, and just go for that right into the Flutter Mane, and then just target Rillaboom with some sort of fire attack. And I'm kind of fine letting Rillaboom just go down here, because my Flutter Mane should pressure this next turn. I just realized this is a relevant mon I actually do need to start taking with Flutter Mane. Shit, because my Flutter Mane actually doesn't outpace that if it's, that could be a problem. That could be a big problem, actually. Because I don't creep that with Flutter Mane, and that's 110. Oh no. That might suck. Kinda just hoping that they assume I'm gonna fake them out with Munkidori here. And I just need to kind of hope. I really just have to hope. Because they could misplay. Because of that, I am actually just gonna dual target Iron Hands here. And I just need to hope they misplay. That's really all I can do though. Because I don't win an endgame with both these Pokemon on the field. But if Ogerpon does assume I have Fake Out and they Spiky Shield here, I kind of win the game. It's the only way I have a chance at winning though. So I kind of just need to hope that they assume I'm going to Fake Out. Munkidori has a lot of good support moves, and next to Flutter Mane, like, that's a pretty valuable play. They might also just assume that I outpace them anyway and try and like assume I'll dual target Ogerpon because it's the offensive threat here. So again, I need to just hope that they overestimate how much I can do back to them. They go for Ivy Cudgel. Fuck. Okay, they win the game because I definitely can't beat that. There's no way I beat that. Oh, they go for Munkidori. Well, actually, that's even worse because I definitely don't think I killed the Iron Hands, and there's no way in hell that this is a speed tie. Like, they're definitely max speed Jolly, which is what they should be, especially this early in the meta. I got way too carried away, and I mean, Iron Hands would have killed that turn. I could have maybe just went for Protect. I could have maybe brought Fake Out. Ooh, it's not good. It's not good. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so this is game. This is a game. I definitely can't beat this Pokemon. Really good team by my opponent. It's just unfortunate matchup, really. Specifically, I should have probably brought Tailwind. I think Tailwind would have been the play. Like a late game Tailwind could have done a lot here. I still like my lead combination. I just think that maybe bringing Torn over Rillaboom honestly could have helped a lot. Because Munkidori, I think, still put up a ton of offensive pressure here, but just not the match. We'll see you guys in the next game, though. So funny enough, we actually end up fighting the same player this time around, yet again. I can definitely make this up from last game. They let off with Torn and Fluttermane last time. And that should actually be pretty fine. I can make this work. What I'm going to proceed to do, so to lead around Torn and Fluttermane, this is kind of like a best of 3, which is kind of interesting. It makes this a lot, it's not usually something I get to show off in these videos, the repeat matchups. But it's like literally the same player even. So they do have a few options, obviously. They could maybe lead off with the Ursaluna and the Cresselia again. I think I do still need to go with Chi Fluttermane here. I think though that, so I have two different plays. I can either A, bring Milotic and go for the Tera Grass, which Tera Grass Milotic could actually be a decent lure. What this would do is if they're going to go for any sort of like a Horn Leech, for example, I can just take advantage of that and then go for a Hydro Pump and kill them. I can also bring Torn late game, which is what I think I'm going to do instead. Milotic is a little bit better of a matchup than most of the team, but Torn, I think, just puts on a lot of pressure in terms of trying to outpace the Ogerpon that I otherwise wouldn't have. And I do think I kind of need that. So good luck and fun to my opponent. I still kind of need to Tera Fairy the Fluttermane. I think that's objectively going to be the best play here. And then we're going to have to just clean the game with Munkidori, which I'm perfectly fine with doing that. If they lead off with Trick Room, though, then I am just going to go for Heat Wave plus Gleam. And they're going to go with Iron Hands Cresselia. Okay, Iron Hands Cresselia is fine. Let's see. So unfortunately, we're not Tera Ghost Chew, so we do just kind of need to take this. Which sucks a little bit, but it's still not the end of the world here. We are just going to go for Dark Pulse, and I am just going to go for the Tera Fairy Moonblast. Just in case, really just in case, I can get damage off. But we'll kind of have to see what happens. I think they are just going to fake out Chiyu, though. If they do get a little carried away, though, then I'm perfectly fine with this. We're going to get Tera Fairy off either way. Tera Fairy at least should still be useful. Just if nothing else, it's just helping us later on with the Fluttermane matchup. And if for some reason my opponent doesn't fake out, which I don't think they will, I think they're going to fake out. Like, there's no way they just don't fake out because it's too good against my team. Yeah, they're gonna fake out you. Okay, perfectly fine. With the specs, we should still be able to do some decent damage here, though. Especially with the fact that we're Tera Fairy specs Moonblast. That's probably gonna do around like 70 to crest. And I can maybe... Oh, we just killed. Was that a crit? That wasn't a crit. Oh my god. And people say Fluttermane's not like the #1 mon right now. That's insane. Like I've genuinely heard that from people that like every early format, they're like, oh, Fluttermane's watched this format. No, it will never be bad. Even when Instant comes back, this mon will find a way to adapt and overcome. Okay, this is very fine. This is very fine, especially because we are locked into, since we are locked into Dark Pulse, that's very fine. Because that's just damage on Ogerpon. I am going to switch Fluttermane out, though, because Fluttermane definitely needs to be kept alive. We're going to go into... Do I actually need to? No, actually, I think I just let Fluttermane stay in, and we'll just Moonblast the Iron Hands just in case. They're going to definitely Tera the Ogerpon again, because it does a lot of damage to my team. But thankfully, that means they cannot outpace Chiyu, and Chiyu will be able to get off a monstrous hit here. They can't fake out with Iron Hands. They have Ivy Cudgel, and they have Spiky Shield. We know that for a fact. They're going to raise their attack sharply. Thankfully, they're not the speed boosting one, because that one actually, I think, might have ruined my team. Wait, no, Chiyu would have still been my check. That does some decent damage. We flinch. Oh, unfortunate. Because they would have definitely claimed a kill there. Thankfully, we target the Iron Hands, though, which means they're going to get locked in. They can't fake out with any new mons. And then I can bring in Torn safely on the back. I won't lie. Definitely a little bit of a lucky turn, But at the same time, though, it's not in a way I would have liked, because I could have actually positioned a Munkidori win here, depending on that last Pokemon. Ursaluna, oh yeah, I could have definitely positioned, well, can't lie, I would have been banking on a lot of hitting Focus Blast, but I could have still done it. Just to be safe, we are going to try and at least kind of fish for the endgame. Oh no, they forfeit. Why is everyone not letting me get Munkidori kills? We will get Munkidori kills. If nothing else, the other Pokemon on this team clearly just show why they're meta relevant. But that's it for game number 3. We're going to see you guys in game number 4. Okay, moving on to our final game of the day, at least most likely. We finally have a matchup where Munkidori could probably lead, which is great, because every single game where this Mon could have done work, and I feel like it's not even like hypothetically done work, the Mon could have definitely cleaned up in a lot of different games. Like if we didn't get the flinch with Chiyu, for example, that game was Munkidori's. Same for game 1, I feel like again, Munkidori definitely could have still cleaned up. But we finally have a game where Munkidori could actually probably just clean like very confidently. I'm actually going to bring Rillaboom Torn this time. I feel like Rillaboom is a little bit better of a matchup. And I'm actually probably not going to bring Flutterman at all, which might seem a bit weird, but they do have a lot of good checks to Flutterman on this team. For example, something like Terrify or Sylveon's a pretty common bring on that Mon. Pressure's mine. Their Flutterman is almost certainly faster than mine. Their Gardevoir will probably take a hit, and it'll probably be able to, again, just get off a really good Trick Room into me. I could go for Shadow Ball into that. I could actually maybe backseat Milo. I kind of like the Tera Grass Milo, not Milo. I could maybe backseat Flutter, but I also kind of like the Tera Grass Milo here as well. It could be a decent way to break like a Tera Water Iron Hands in case they go for that. In case Rillaboom obviously isn't around in the late game, but I think ultimately I need to bring Chiyu. Fluttermane still isn't terrible. I can lock Shadow Ball pretty freely. The issue being though is the second they get that Tera off, I do kind of just lose my Fluttermane with whatever Mon they really predict with. And even still, I don't feel confident in my Shadow Balls to kill. Maybe my Hexes could have killed, but I don't feel confident my Shadow Balls to kill. Which is a little sad, because I can't sadly pop my Hexes with Munkidori, which I would have loved to do. But again, play smarter, not for the content. We'd rather go for the actual like winning play. They're going to lead off with Scream Tail and Sylveon. I'm expecting a Trick Room play fully here, which is fine. I think I'm just going to go for the Taunt into Scream Tail. I'm actually just going to dual target Scream Tail here. Sylveon will get off some really strong damage, but I'm very fine with just going for the Taunt here. That way then, especially since we did not see a Mental Herb, I can block a Mental Herb and just try and make sure that we're beating us the best way possible. If they go for Tera Dark, that's fine too. They'll go for Protect. Okay, Protect is fine. Are they going to Protect on Sylveon as well? Nope. Okay. I can maybe go for Tera Grass on Rillaboom. That could definitely do some decent work, but at the same time, though, I think I'd rather just go for the Taunt, go for Glide, and I could just pick off the team with Glide pretty confidently, to be fair. They're going to go for Hyper Beam. Holy shit, that's super overkill. We barely take that, but oh my goodness. Sylveon might have established itself as a threat. I'll go for Taunt into Scream Tail, and then I'm going to go for Glide into Sylveon just in case. Sylveon thankfully has pretty weak Spadef, so unless, Fizz Def, so unless they're going for Tera Fire here, we should be able to get off a really strong attack this turn. Taunt does pop. Just please do not be Mental Herb. Don't be Mental Herb. Don't be Mental Herb. Don't be Mental Herb. Be like Citrus Berry. Thank God. Okay. So this worked out well. We get a crit. That's fine. Really weak Mon this gen though. They're gonna go for Psychic Fangs. Pretty cool reveal actually. That's a good way for them to hit Munkidori. They've also revealed they were going for Trick Room this turn. Oh, never mind. Scream Tail was the one that attacked. Right. That makes way more sense. Because they clicked Hyper Beam. Yeah, they clicked Hyper Beam. That makes way more sense. Okay. So we should actually be a neutral into Psychic Fangs with Munkidori, so I'm not going to go for any sort of shenaniganry there. What I am going to do though is I am going to actually switch out into Chiyu. That should help Munkidori with picking off the Sylveon, even if it does maybe Tera around me, for example. And I'm just going to go for my Poison move. Poison move should be able to obviously deal some good damage to Sylveon. I can't imagine they're going to go hard into Magnezone on this. And even if they do, I could just go for Tera Fighting at that point and just pick them off. So we can definitely make that work still fairly confidently. Or honestly just Chiyu Heat Wave plus just targeting the Scream Tail will probably be enough as well. Because we are Scarf Chiyu, so that's great for us. Sylveon is going to definitely die to the Sludge Bomb here though. Perfect. That's a huge Trick Room threat right off the field now, which is great for us. Meanwhile, what's Scream Tail going to click here? I'm assuming it's going to be Psychic Fangs again. Psychic Fangs, yep. Okay, that doesn't kill. That's actually really comfortably chewed. Holy shit. We might outpace them with Munkidori. We definitely do with Chiyu though, so I think I'm going to 100% just go for Heat Wave. Hopefully no Iron Hands. No Iron Hands? Gardevoir. Okay, Gardevoir could be kind of interesting. I actually do need to target the Gardevoir here. Specifically, oh, yeah, that Beat the Ruin actually does kind of hurt, because I'm now going to do less damage to Gardevoir, which just kind of sucks. Because for those who don't know, actually, Gardevoir now does not get the Spadef drop because that has Beads of Ruin, which it's a pretty cool way for that mechanic to work, actually. I totally get it. But we're going to have to dual target now, which is fine. Gardevoir, anyway, was probably more of a threat because Gardevoir can still set Trick Room this turn, and Screamtail doesn't really do a lot of damage. Gardevoir definitely would do sufficient damage, though. So I'm actually very okay with this. Thankfully, my opponent's just kind of letting me deal damage to their team. All the fairy types certainly helps, I can't lie, but it's regardless still pretty helpful. Munkidori, of course, though, just really good mon anyway. I think, honestly, even if it wasn't for all the fairy types, Munkidori just, it does enough offensively in this matchup. It's a pretty cool single target mon, and I think it has a unique enough coverage pool with a good typing into mons like Flutter to where it could be kind of good. It could definitely be kind of good. Regardless though, Screamtail's now shook off the taunt, and they do have one more Pokemon left. I'm probably just going to need to go for Heat Wave plus Sludge Bomb into Screamtail just to make sure I don't get reverse swept. Flutter never mind. I don't need to go for that. They brought Mono Fairy. Okay, well I'm glad that I predicted around that. Totally accidentally. But still. We're going to go for a Heat Wave here though. Just get off some damage, and then I think I'm going to go for the Protect this turn. Actually no, I'm going to switch out Munkidori because I want to try and get the Tailwind. No, actually, yeah, I think I'll just go for Protect this turn. Because my goal should be to try and enable for Chiyu to either die this turn, which is very fine if Chiyu dies this turn. They're booster speed Flutter Mane, so I need to get a Tailwind here, which means either Chiyu needs to die, or I need to hopefully... I can't let Munkidori die, because frankly, Munkidori is actually a lot more reliable of a way to kill their team. Even if it's slower, at the same time, just the 100% accurate hits do help. And whether that means I can stall through a turn that will allow me to maybe kill Screamtail with Burn at least next turn, or if I can just get Chiyu to die so I can bring in Torn and Heat Wave and then just revenge off Flutter Mane. Like, both of those are much more viable plays. They're going to disable. Okay. So I do actually need to switch out Chiyu now, which might still be okay, actually. Because Munkidori will just have to kind of make a strategic sack here, which I'm kind of okay with that. We'll have to switch out Chiyu into Torn, though. And then Munkidori can just go for Sludge Bomb. Either A, they're going to end up going for... they're going to either A, go for Munkidori here, and then Chiyu can clean, which is perfectly fine for me. Or B, my opponent is going to go for the Chiyu spot, stop Torn, but I'll have killed Flutter Mane at least in the process, and then just revenge off Screamtail with Dark Pulse in the next turn. So either way, this actually works out pretty well for me. Thankfully, my opponent gave me the opportunity to make this play. If they just raw attacked, I think I would have been in a worse position, but again, they kind of did give me this. They're going to Protect Until. I'm very okay with that because I targeted Flutter Mane. And if they're targeting my partner slot here, nope, they're gonna go for Munkidori. Okay, so yeah, I just go for the Tailwind play next turn, and then I just go for Dark Pulse, and I just kill the Flutter Mane. Well, I don't know if I kill Flutter Mane actually. They still haven't burned a Tera, which is actually a little concerning. It could be kind of one of the only ways I do maybe lose this game, because they'll deal a lot of damage to Torn with Tera. I might need to go for Heat Wave still. Heat Wave still isn't a terrible play though, but I might need to go for it. We're going to go for Tailwind regardless, though, and I'm just going to go for Heat Wave here. I think Heat Wave is still fine. I don't need to go for Tera, actually, because I'm trying to think. Do I actually kill Flutter Mane? So it's speed boosting Flutter Mane, right? Chiyu, we're Choice Scarf. We're Choice Scarf Modest, though. Let's see. So, Tera Blast, and we are Tera Blast Grass. We might kill... I think it's kind of a gamble I need to make, actually, because that Flutter Mane could be a little bit terrifying for us. Keep in mind, obviously, we don't know their full spread, but if I don't make myself weaker to their team doing this, they're definitely not going to Psychic Fangs Chiyu. They're going to go for, like, a Disable or something of that sort, which is fine. I can kill Screamtail to Burn if it really comes to it, or honestly, Burn plus Struggle will kill. My greater concern, though, is I need to kill Flutter Mane, which this will at least get close, so I kind of just need to perfect. Okay, that killed, thank God. I was hoping that just booster speed meant they didn't have bulk. I think that seems like it might be the case, but to be fair, even the 84 HP spread I was calculating earlier would have killed there. So Screamtail is going to probably have to die to Struggle, in all honesty. I'm very fine with that. What I'll probably do is I'm just going to go for Taunt just to stop it from going for Protect or any sort of Encore here. Well, actually, I don't really care. Truthfully, it's more so it's funnier, I'll be completely honest, but even still, it helps with, like, stalling through any sort of status so I don't lose both Pokemon, but I don't know, it would have been funnier to kill a Struggle. Like I can make up all the reasons I want, but, like, I wanted to get another Struggle game. Regardless, though, we got some pretty good games today. Sadly, not much Munkidori, but Munkidori put in a lot of work in Game 4, So for everyone who clicked on this video for Munkidori, here's a fun team. It happens to have a Munkidori on it. It can kind of do some stuff, but it's a single target special offensive mon, so you get what you get. It can do some work though. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if you did and you want to see some more Munkidori content on the channel, like and subscribe. We'll probably be doing an Ogerpon video tomorrow actually, into then Okidogi Saturday, then Ogerpon again for a different form, and then we're going to start bringing in the new mons intertwined with Ogerpon, so I don't just do 4 Ogerpon videos in a row, because I do want to show off each form. They all play very differently, and I think all 4 actually have a lot of merit in this format. They're probably all of the best Pokemon that we got for really all of the unreleased and released, newly released Pokemon at the same time. Nothing competes with them in my opinion, so I do kind of want to show those off. Regardless though, if you want to become a channel member today, it's only a couple dollars a month to get some nice bonus content. We have a Clefairy video going up on Sunday, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, channel members especially. But with that said though, of course, our current channel members, thank you guys so much for your support. That's going to be Zeke, Mia, Timo Mueller, Sam, Rao Plays, Ovo, Johannes Beat, Double, Endless Gadgets, Bam Bambi, Josh K, Ultra Player, and Incog. Your guys' support on the channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the extra monetary support. Goes a long way in paying for editing for Kurt for our second channel, which is also linked down below. And with that said, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Until then, peace out, guys.